Good day. In goodwill and as a token of appreciation for his kindness, concern and effort, I took the time to translate the Skype video call with Hein Marx, the fellow president of the United Liberty Alliance. My intent is to include and enable every member of the ULA to understand his words in explaining secession, the steps and procedures to accomplish this. I humbly would like to thank you, sir, for the privilege of your valuable time. Please do note that this is simply a very basic translation of his conversation, and I am going to read it. Well, secession in fact is simply the international known term for when you want to secede. Secession is a tedious process to secede from the nation. Let's take a step back. Why are we even talking about seceding? I'm not the only one, although I myself have been busy for a very long time to attempt at finding solutions and a possible answer for the massive issues, trouble and turmoil in South Africa. I really don't think it's necessary to go into details here. Unfortunately, too many of us are very aware of the problems we are facing, opposed to the amount of people who can actually attempt at finding solutions. There are many temporary solutions. Reality is we have to find a sustainable solution. I hear when referring to Ramaphosa, they say he's not a politician, he's a deal maker. It will be futile to sit down with the president and cut a deal with him, saying that we are finding a temporary solution. We have to find a permanent answer. The only feasible solution, if you really acknowledge what has been going on in South Africa, going back even further than the past 100 years, is to secede. We secede and affirm that we can operate independently. At this point, we get to the process of secession. So many people are talking about seceding. Unfortunately, not many actually comprehend the legal processes and implications involved. This is a very tedious process involving so many rules, regulations and documentation to comply to before even seceding can be possible. It simply is not a question of waking up one morning with a bee in my bonnet. Oh, I feel like seceding from South Africa today. During the course of the past 5 years, the ULA has complied to just about every process and procedure in order to secede. Internationally complying, we handed a document to the President as well as the State Department on the 13th of December 2017. We delivered a document informing the President as well as the State Department about our intentions to secede. In terms of Article 233 and 235 of the Constitution, Article 20 of the Africa Union Law, as well as Article 1 of the International Law, we are in the process of seceding. I want to reiterate that this is a very complex process, confirming that we are nearly there. It may be noted that we are not affiliated with any political party. In fact, this group is apolitical. My personal opinion is that the politicians are very concerned about such a secession, as then their days are numbered, sitting in their cozy, cushy jobs. Seceding and minority rights are connected, yet not linked in any form or way. Minority rights cannot be used as grounds for secession. The reason why minority rights come into play is made very clear in the UA Charter of Fundamental Rights. The parts in question which pertain to our cause: ethnicity, language, culture, or faith. Article 21.1 states, discrimination based on any grounds, such as gender, race, color, ethnic or social origin, genetic features, language, religion or belief, political or any other opinion, membership of a national minority, property, birth, disability, age or sexual orientation shall be prohibited. In other words, when we, as a group of people, as I do not refer to a folk or a nation, have any group of people with any one of these four similarities have the right to secede. What is crucial to us in South Africa is the fact that our constitution combined with international rights make provision that minority rights have to be protected. I do not want to go into detail here. It is clear to us. In South Africa, the rights of minority groups are dismissed and ignored. The colored and white people are completely and utterly denied employment and tender opportunities. In other words, being allowed to enter the business sector and earn any form of income. As a matter of fact, in the Constitution of South Africa, 114 BBEE rules and regulations have frightfully been added, purely race-based, to demoralize and dehumanize the minority. The South African government have absolutely no intent to amend these laws. In fact, it is becoming worse. The atrocity is proof that the picture portrayed by the South African government to the world is a complete and utter lie. Okay. The fact of the matter is, for a secession to be infallible, one had to, in terms of the international seceding law, comply with every rule and regulation. We have literally arrived at number 99 on our way, obtaining an infallible mandate, confirming that we are representing the majority of people in the area we are attempting at seceding from the RSA. This alliance, United Liberty Alliance, is an organization created as platform for every single group or organization to take hands now in order to become one gigantic organization standing together for change. Logically, look at it this way. There are so many groups and organizations amongst us. Some groups and organizations have 5,000-6,000 members. There's possibly 24,000. One organization even has 60,000 members. Break these into their groups. Every little group is simply that, a group. Even 60,000 people cannot represent a nation of 4.8 million people. Combining the colored and white people in South Africa, obviously including children, your figure is in the region of 9 million. Point I'm trying to make, even a strong group of 60,000 people cannot represent 9 million people successfully. The Skype question: what can a normal person do? Is there any hope? I like the way you talk about the normal person. What do you think I am then? Okay, all jokes aside, money and jobs do not make you any different from the next person. It actually doesn't matter whether you are the cleaner of the street or you are a lawyer. And make no mistake, most lawyers in South Africa don't know what secession is either. Luckily, there are enough people, of whom I am one, who have really studied and investigated what international law entails. To put it in layman's terms, the reality of seceding is simply the understanding of the majority of the minority group. This has absolutely nothing to do with the bulk of the people of a country. In South Africa, your voice as a colored person or even a white person combined will always be outnumbered by the black voices. This will always, but always, be a losing battle. Skype question. In other words, it will be completely impossible to negotiate with the government? Well, I've actually not even gone into that detail yet. It is in fact one of the specified requirements afore you can secede. You have to exhaust every possible resource in a negotiation process. We have tried absolutely everything to talk and negotiate better living in South Africa for every person living here. We have written ample letters. We have even attempted at going to court about the situation in South Africa. The South African government is absolutely not interested in cooperating or negotiating in any way whatsoever. They are simply not interested. Our letters were laughed off. Empty promises of replying to our letters over and over again. More than enough letters were sent to the state president himself. 6 months later, we were still waiting for any kind of a response or answer. To absolutely no avail. We have now closed the door for any negotiations in terms of international rights. We have reached the end of the road. We are done attempting to talk. This is Hein Marx, fellow president of the United Liberty Alliance, signing off. From my side, I would like to say to every single coloured and white person living in or outside the Republic of South Africa, the ball is now in your court. You have exactly two choices now. Do we stand together, truly unite into one strong, unbreakable organization with the assistance of the United Liberty Alliance team? Or do you prefer suffering the consequences of thinking of myself as superior or the next person as inferior and end up in a war zone? Mark my words, I guarantee you it is going to be a hell of a bloody bloodbath in this country. Let me attempt at explaining it to you this way. In South Africa, there is the ANC, the EFF, the SACP, and then there is us. We do have the resources, the manpower, the voice, and the strength to create one infallible, gigantic group under the umbrella called ULA. This organization will include every single person in South Africa who truly, completely and utterly desire peace, unity, safety and freedom. If we can for once in our life put our differences aside, become truly humble, compassionate, yet fearless, just for once, take each other's hands for the future of our children, as that is what matters here, and the day of tomorrow without the Julius Malemas. Thank you for your time. Have a good day.